Hi, my name is Dr. Greg Kramer. I'm a diplomate in the American Academy of Medical Legal Professionals, and today we're going to talk about fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. If you or a loved one are suffering from fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue, this brief 5 to 6 minute webinar is designed to get you on track to help you end the suffering. Now there's a couple points I'd like to bring up first. Number one, 90% of this information is probably you've never heard before. So I really want you to listen closely. And if this information makes sense to you, I encourage you to log on to get more information so we can send you a free 30-minute DVD. Number two, many people that I talk to tell me that they've tried all kinds of therapy. They've been to medical doctors and different chiropractors and physical therapists and acupuncturists. They've had MDs and PTs. They've had all kinds of treatment to no avail. You're not alone. When you see the testimonials at our website, many of those patients felt the same way. Many of those patients have suffered for years, some of them even decades, and they thought they would never ever get well. Well, guess what? Those people are well, and they're now productive members of society and lead full, active lives. This information is designed to help you end the suffering. Now, fibromyalgia, chronic pain in your neck, back, arm, shoulder. Many of you feel that you have pain that changes from place to place. Well, one of the things, the misunderstanding is people think it's a muscle problem. It is not in the muscles. You might be thinking, how could it not be in the muscles? It's in my left shoulder. It goes to my right leg, my right hip, my neck. Well, it's in the nervous system. It's actually brain pain, what they call neurogenic. The symptoms you feel are symptoms or signs of a bigger picture. Now, many of you suffer with indigestion. You have either diarrhea or constipation. Many people with fibromyalgia are constantly tired because they don't sleep well. Many people have trouble concentrating, have trouble making a decision. They walk into a room and think, what am I here for? They have trouble understanding directions or orders. And the reason is that many people with fibromyalgia suffer from a decreased firing or a sluggishness of the left brain. And the Wernicke and Broca's speech center of the brain are not working the way that they should. So, why is that? What is the cause of these problems? Well, there are multiple causes. Typically, they're physical, chemical, and emotional stress that causes problems. An example would be, a physical stress would be many people with fibromyalgia have an uncorrected whiplash probably 10 to 20 years earlier. And as a result, the nervous system was damaged. Number two, there are metabolic problems. And what do I mean by metabolic? That means nutritionally that many times they have chronic pain because they eat junk food. Now, junk food, there's no such thing. It's either junk or it's food. Food is nourishing and it helps the body heal itself. So we have to look at the nutrition aspect. Number three, people with fibromyalgia, why do they have it? It's because the brain and nervous system is not working the way it should. You see, the back part of your brain, called your cerebellum, sends a message to the opposite side of the front part of the brain. When that works correctly, the front part of the brain then sends a message to the lower brainstem, which then slows down the upper brainstem or mesencephalon. So in other words, if one part of the brain is sluggish, another part of the brain works too much. So your brain is in a constant state of what they call sympathetic dominance. It's like you're in a fight or flight situation. So one of the things that we have to do to fix this is we have to do a thorough neurological evaluation. We have to find which side of the brain is sluggish. And we're going to do different tests with you to find out which side of the brain is sluggish. And then once we find the sluggish side, we then are going to provide specific treatments and will help you with lifestyle changes to help stimulate the weaker side. We might use eye therapy, we might use balance therapy, we might use smell therapy, we might use vibration, we might use a metronome, we might use a variety of things. We will do maybe one-sided adjustments with a very gentle instrument. So there's a variety of things, but the first thing is we have to do a thorough neurological evaluation. Number two, we have to remember that we treat patients, not labels. In other words, the reason you're not well is that you were not treated as an individual. We have to treat you as an individual, not as a label. I believe labels are for can and not for people. So we have to look at you individually, okay? Number 3, we have to look at you metabolically. You've guessed long enough. So we need to know what parts of your systems are weak. And how do we do that? With tests. Certain lab tests, blood tests, urine tests, saliva tests. And these tests determine which parts of the body are sluggish or weak. We then will supplement with nutritional supplementation and lifestyle changes to help strengthen the weak areas. And also, very importantly, we need to help you avoid the types of foods that are making you sick, that are what are called pro-inflammatory. So there's a variety of things that you need to do, okay? And let me reiterate this. The brain and nervous system controls 100% everything in your body. We treat you as an individual, not as a label. We will treat you metabolically and neurologically. And by combining those two, we are able to give you phenomenal results. If this information makes sense to you, I thoroughly encourage you to log on to Contact Us, and we will send you a free DVD, 30 minutes in length, on how to get well naturally with fibromyalgia. My name is Dr. Gregory Kramer. Yours in health.